Hello, everybody. So I wanted to take the time to have a midweek message again between our Sundays. Um, Today was a beautiful day in Eau Claire, and I took my bicycle out, and I ended up at Mount Simon Park, went down to the lake shore, and tried to do one of my favorite things to do at a lake shore, which is to skip stones. I don't want to brag, but I'm a pretty good stone skipper. And so I found a nice flat stone, and just a lot of pain in the right shoulder. Something happened over the winter. It's not the shoulder it used to be. Couldn't do it. So I thought, well, all right, I'll do it lefty, And so I tried worse, So it's frustrating. I couldn't use my dominant hand, and I was useless with my left hand. And it made me think about our situation right now. I think life has changed for all of us. What we're used to doing, what we want to do, where we go, the jobs we're used to maybe. A lot of that has changed for a lot of us. And we're forced to use our left hand. We're doing something in our weakness, something we're not used to doing, living in a way that's changed. And the thing is, however we use our time. If I went to the lakeshore every day and tried to skip stones with my left arm, I don't know if it'd ever get as good as my right arm, but I'd learn how to do it, I think, What we spend our time doing, we'll get stronger at. And that made me think about how we're using our time these days of coronavirus and physical separation. If we spend our time doing push-ups, we'll get real strong pecs and triceps. If we spend our time praying, we'll have a stronger relationship with God. If we spend our time with family and getting to know each other at a deeper level, just spending more time together, playing games, or however our relationships with our family will grow stronger. Conversely, if we don't use the time well, unwholesome things or whatever, then we might grow stronger in not the best ways. So that was a good analogy I just wanted to share with you in these days, to embrace the time we have for the betterment of ourselves and our families and our relationships. In terms of parish life these days, I heard that everybody doesn't get our emails. I know some of you maybe not be, I think everybody watching this would be on the internet, but you get one email per household, I found out. So whoever has the official name on the directory, you'd get the email. So some spouses said, hey, we're not getting your email. It's because your spouse isn't opening it or isn't sharing it, I think, in most cases. So you might want to get on your spouse about that. But they're good emails. Kelly Boudry is putting them together, and there's something really for everybody in them. I've made some calls this week, and people who've received them appreciate the songs and the music links. There's activities for families in there. There's more reading for more mature minds. Kelly's done a really good job. I think those tend to go out on Thursday or Friday. So don't just delete those. It's a good use of time to look at what might be offered there. Financial. So, of course, as anybody could imagine, we're bringing in less income than usual. And I know that everybody's hurting, and it's not a time for me to try to squeeze more money out of people. But just so you know, we're probably bringing in about 30% of what we usually do week to week. And I thank everybody who signed up for online giving, and people have been sending in their checks. And I understand totally people in a more vulnerable situation, loss of job or whatever. We're not expecting you to give your last penny, of course, but just keep St. James in mind with all the other needs in the world right now. Holy Week is probably what's most on people's minds right now. It starts Sunday with Palm Sunday. Maybe some bad news for people. We're not going to put palms out for people to take. I've had questions about that. And I like to give people what they want and make people happy, but I really want to take all this distancing and to avoid any opportunities for contagion. I know when I want a palm, I kind of look for the right one so I can make my design out of it. And, a virus could be spread that way, so I just don't want to put them out. I figure if we're going to go without Eucharist these days, we can also go without palms. It's a time of deprivation. It's not a happy time, but I hope you can accept that in the spirit of the common good, the health of everybody. we'll continue to stream our masses, God willing, with the help of our videographers in the parish. We got Landon here tonight helping me, and we had Steve last week, and Don doing the masses. And so thanks for all their work. Went to the hospital last week. I was called to do an anointing, and I have to tell you how much I appreciate the nurses in our hospitals. And I had to wear everything that you see on the television, the gowns and the gloves and the mask and the face shield and all that. And I really appreciated that the nurses are there like all the time. I just went in there for 5 minutes, you know. And their eyes, you know, they're very kind, but they weren't joyful eyes. They're concerned, I think, about everything that's going on and trying to keep people safe and wanting to care. It's probably not exactly what they anticipated when they thought they'd be nurses, you know. When I was done with the anointing, the nurse who was in the room with me simply just said, that was lovely. Thank you. So we bring faith into those situations. I want to end this video with a song. I was gifted, as were a lot of people who know the composer Michael Joncas. He's the fellow who wrote On Eagle's Wings. And he's a friend of a lot of people in Eau Claire. And he sent me a song that he wrote while contemplating the coronavirus crisis in our country. I think pondering really in the world, you know, Italy and the deaths and the message of Pope Francis, and just it hasn't, you know, it's not running rampant in Eau Claire, so it's maybe, you know, I don't know if it's easy not to get too excited about it or not, but you know, it's something that really, for some of us, it causes just fear, like we don't want to catch it. For others, it's this, you know, we know there's a lot of suffering in the world right now, and we want to bring our faith to bear. We want God to help us, to guide us. We want God to console us, to give us a direction. How should we react? How should we feel to all this? And I think Michael brought all those kind of concerns to this song. And it's really, I think you'll agree, a beautiful song. I hope to do it somewhat justice. But it has three verses. And one is about recollecting the beauty of past relationship with God and how he felt God's consolation in the past. And the heart of the song is probably in the middle. It's like, well, right now I'm not feeling that peace. I'm not feeling that consolation, you know, which is an important part of spirituality. Sometimes I think if we aren't feeling God or you know, warmth, and we think, well, our faith is weak, or where's God? And you know, we all go through times like that. And maybe this period has been an occasion for some people to wonder that. And then the third verse ends with a real statement of faith, that I'll look back when this is all over, and I'll see that God carried me. It's called Shelter Me. And it's cold in here, so hopefully my fingers will work okay. Shepherd and sheep, my God and I, to fresh green fields you led my steps in days gone by. You gave me rest by quiet springs, and filled my soul with peace your loving presence brings. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. The way ahead is dark and difficult to see. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. All will be well if only you will shelter me. Yet now I tread a different way. Death dogs my path with stealthy steps from day to day.
I cannot find your peaceful place, but dwell in dreary darkness, longing for your face. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. The way ahead is dark and difficult to see. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. All will be well if only you will shelter me. I will look back in days to come and realize your faithfulness has led me home. Within your house I'll find my peace, trusting that in your mercy you have sheltered me. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. The way ahead is dark and difficult to see. Oh, shelter me, oh, shelter me. All will be well if only you will shelter me. All will be well if only you will shelter me.
God bless you, everybody.